Tired of sad, cold desk lunches or constantly fighting over the break room microwave? Today, we are putting an absolute end to your midday meal misery. In this video, we are testing and ranking the 5 best electric lunchboxes currently on the market to see which ones actually deliver piping hot, delicious food and which ones simply leave you with lukewarm disappointment. We are going to dive deep into their features, heating times, portability, and overall value. 5. Bentgo Heat. When I first got my hands on this unit, I was immediately drawn to its sleek, modern aesthetic. Bentgo is a massive name in the lunchbox world, so my expectations were admittedly quite high. It features a leak-proof design and comes with a built-in carrying handle, which makes it look incredibly convenient for grabbing on your way out the door. The outer shell feels reasonably durable, and it certainly looks a lot more stylish than dragging around a plastic takeout container. However, when I actually put the Bentgo Heat to the test with a simple serving of leftover lasagna, the cracks began to show. The heating mechanism relies on a standard wall plug, and the manufacturer claims it heats food evenly. Unfortunately, my experience was quite different. I found myself waiting well over 45 minutes for my meal to reach an acceptable temperature, and even then, the heat distribution was incredibly frustrating. The edges of my lasagna were scorching hot, while the dead center remained disappointingly cold, forcing me to stop and stir my food multiple times just to get an even temperature. The capacity of this lunchbox is another area where I felt a bit let down. It is clearly designed for smaller, lighter meals. If you are someone who enjoys a hearty lunch to get you through a tough physical workday, you are going to find the interior space lacking. Fitting a substantial portion of chicken and vegetables was a tight squeeze, and the shallow depth meant my food was pressed right up against the heating lid, which only exacerbated the uneven warming issues. 4. E-Stoke. Right out of the box, this unit presents itself as a more heavy-duty option compared to the Bentgo. It features a larger interior capacity, making it a much better candidate for those who pack substantial meals like thick stews, large portions of pasta, or hearty rice dishes. The dual-use power cable is a nice touch, allowing you to plug it into a standard wall outlet or a car adapter, which initially made me think it would be the perfect companion for road trips or long commutes. Testing the E-Stoke with a massive portion of beef stew revealed that the heating element is indeed more powerful than our number 5 pick. The base warms up relatively quickly, and I was able to get my stew to a safe, enjoyable temperature in about 30 minutes. The inclusion of a stainless steel inner tray is a massive plus, as it feels much more sanitary and transfers heat far better than plastic alternatives. It also does not retain food odors, which is crucial if you are eating fragrant dishes like curries. Despite these positives, my time testing the E-Stoke was overshadowed by some deeply frustrating design flaws. The most glaring issue is the locking mechanism on the lid. The plastic clips that secure the lid to the base feel incredibly flimsy and cheap. In fact, after just a few days of opening and closing the lunchbox, one of the clips started to warp. It never formed a genuinely confident seal, which left me constantly paranoid that my lunch was going to leak all over the back seat of my car. 3. COZYEXPERT. This is exactly where things start to take a massively positive turn. The moment I unboxed the COZYEXPERT, I could feel a significant jump in overall build quality. It boasts a rugged, durable exterior that genuinely feels like it could survive a drop onto concrete. This unit is built with the daily commuter in mind, featuring a highly efficient heating system that absolutely blew the previous 2 models out of the water. During my testing, I decided to push the COZYEXPERT to its limits by packing a dense, heavily chilled portion of macaroni and cheese straight from the refrigerator. I plugged it into the wall outlet at my office, and within 25 minutes, the entire meal was perfectly and evenly heated. There were no cold spots, no scorching around the edges, and absolutely no need to constantly stir the food. It just worked seamlessly, providing a comforting hot meal exactly when I needed it. What I absolutely love about the COZYEXPERT is its incredible versatility. It comes equipped with support for 110-volt wall outlets, as well as 12-volt and 24-volt car and truck adapters. I tested the car adapter during a long weekend drive, and it flawlessly heated up my lunch while sitting in the passenger seat. This makes it an absolute godsend for truck drivers, delivery workers, or anyone who spends the majority of their workday out on the open road. 2. LunchEAZE Core Gen 2. This device is an absolute game changer for one massive reason. It is completely and utterly cordless. When I first heard about a battery-powered heated lunchbox, I was highly skeptical about whether it could actually generate enough power to heat a meal thoroughly. However, after using the LunchEAZE for a solid week, I was absolutely blown away by its performance and the sheer freedom it provides. The beauty of the LunchEAZE Core Gen 2 lies in its intelligent auto-heating technology. Instead of plugging it in right before you want to eat, you simply use the digital interface to input the exact time you plan to take your lunch break. The device automatically kicks on 2 hours before your scheduled mealtime, slowly and perfectly heating your food using its powerful internal battery. I tested this at an outdoor park where there was not a wall outlet in sight, and opening my lunchbox to a steaming hot meal of pulled pork was nothing short of magical. The stainless steel food container inside the LunchEAZE is incredibly robust and generously sized. It easily accommodates large portions, and the gentle, progressive heating method ensures that your food retains all of its moisture and flavor. Because it heats slowly over 2 hours, rather than blasting the food with high heat for 20 minutes, the texture of the food is perfectly preserved. My meals never tasted rubbery or overcooked. They tasted exactly as fresh as when I first prepared them on my kitchen stove. 1. Crock-Pot Electric Portable Lunchbox. Sometimes the classic legacy brands know exactly what they are doing, and Crock-Pot has completely perfected the personal heating experience. From the moment I placed this adorable mini slow cooker style lunchbox on my desk, I knew it was something special. It features a gorgeous matte finish, an incredibly compact footprint, and a vintage charm that immediately makes it a conversation starter in the break room. The design of the Crock-Pot is brilliantly practical. It features a 20-ounce capacity, which I found to be the absolute perfect sweet spot for a satisfying lunch. It holds a surprisingly deep amount of soup, chili, or pasta without taking up excessive space in your bag. The cord physically detaches and wraps neatly around the base for storage, entirely eliminating the chaotic cord management issues I experienced with the lower-ranked models on this list. When it comes to heating, the Crock-Pot is flawlessly consistent. It utilizes a gentle, slow-warming technology that acts exactly like a traditional slow cooker. I packed a delicate, cream-based soup that would normally split or curdle if heated too aggressively. The Crock-Pot warmed it beautifully over the course of 45 minutes, delivering a perfectly smooth, mouth-wateringly hot meal that tasted incredibly fresh. It never burns the bottom of your food, and it leaves absolutely no cold spots whatsoever. Perhaps the greatest triumph of the Crock-Pot is its spill-proof inner lid. This thing seals tight. I intentionally tipped it upside down and vigorously shook it with hot broth inside, and not a single drop escaped. When you are ready to eat, the inner stainless steel container lifts right out, meaning the electronic base never has to go anywhere near the sink.